Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. The planetary energies are today, Big Cat. The Skullduggerous moon is in Libra, the 7th house, darling dear. The 7th house of partnerships. It's of contracts, darling dear. Trying to be faithful or finding balance, darling dear. Libra is ruled by, rules the justice in tarot, darling dears. As well as Tai was on the runes. It's represented by the numbers 44, 45, 46, and 47, darling dears. The moon in Libra urges you to avoid any form of conflict. Do you get that, Big Cat? We don't have the throat chakra to tongue wrestle with chicken feet. No. We haven't got that time. Chicken feet? No. Forgiveness is encouraged. Forgive them, darling dear. They can't help being simple-minded. Yes. They can't. Libra is a cardinal zodiac sign, darling dears. And it really embodies what? Balance as well as change. The sun in Capricorn sextiles Neptune in Pisces. Your intuition gets a major boost during this enlightening aspect, darling dears. It's a good day to practice your manifestations and trust your gut. Yes, baby, your intuition and your discernment in business and financial decisions. You better pay attention and use discernment because of why? Because Mercury is still retrograde in Capricorn, blood. I hadn't forgotten. You couldn't have forgotten that, Big Cat. Not as learned as you are. And it will be there, retrograding, until the 18th of January. So still hold on and hold your gangster. Big Cat, guess what? They, them, and they underestimated you. You, Big Cat. They underestimated you. So here's a doormat. Even put out there in the streets false accusations that you were feeble-minded, a full-on dummy bat, a run-through, a come bucket. Yes. They told them all the things, darling dears. They said that you was Quasimodo's bestie. They said you barked at passing cars. They said your hairline loss was because you was wicked, not because they put it on you, mate. Yes. Yes, Big Cat. They put out all that propaganda. And now that you what? You chose a different path, darling dears. Why? One of the best opportunities ever afforded you, my dear Big Cat, in this life, on this Malkuth, was to be underestimated. Why? You got the chance to what? Set off law number 25 of the 48 laws of power. They was underestimating the you whom you used to be. The yesterday person that you was. Law number 25 said, Cat, get up. Pulled you up by your proverbial nutsack, darling dears. And you recreated yourself in the image you was meant to be on this Malkuth. Why? You set on what? Your drama shields, darling dear. You activated it. You became assertive, darling dear. Yes, you did. With your life. Law number 29 of the 48 laws of power. You did the Wendy Williams. Planned all the way to the end. I know that Wendy's had her health issues, but Wendy is not stupid. I'm starting to believe that, yes, Wendy had her health problems, but she also planned all the way to the end to sock it to, what's his name? That bald man, Kelvin? Yes! Because it's all working out now, isn't it? He ain't getting any more money. Right. Sharina better set up another failed business. Yeah. And Kevin's crying on the internet and her son got chucked out. Everybody was using her and living off of her money because her money is long and strong. But what they forgot is Wendy is a master. She's genius. Sometimes when somebody's acting over the top and eccentric, darling dear, they're the smartest person in the room. They've worked the room and everybody's come to a conclusion about Wendy. Oh, she's crazy, she's bitter, and she's sad. Nah, babe. Wendy Williams is a genius, darling dear. She plans all the way to the end. She didn't plan for her health issues. No, she didn't. But she used the cover of that to make everyone believe that she's crack on crazy. I believe she's got a deal with Wells Fargo. Yes, baby. Fist bump to Wendy. Just like you, big cat. Fist bump to you. You learn, darling dear. You prove them wrong. You know how valuable you truly are. You know from what place most of these people are speaking. They're speaking from their kraken, darling dear. The kraken. Speaking from a place of inadequacy, jealousy, envy, and hate, darling dears. Why? Because you're living your life like it's golden. The things that you are choosing on your path, darling dears, they wish they could. They wish they had the confidences you had. You continue to show them through your actions. Law number 9 of the 48 laws of power. As well as law number 8, because they're still coming to you in their what sneaky ways as they continue to what launch the hillbilly investigations. Sputnik, the what mouth breather, is still paying attention, darling dear. Now they're taking notes. Next thing you know, they're going to backpedal and pussy pop back into your life to see if you're hiring. Baby, they best find you obstreperous, mate, with the memory of an elephant. Just like the elephant in India that murked that lady twice. One of the best ways to counteract the critiques, darling dears, is to kill them with success. Live your best life, big cat. Live your best life. Live every day like it's your last, darling dears. And would you really spend your last day going back to pick up bottom feeders who you had to drop off or go to prison? You listen, baby. Big cat, are you with me? Are you awake? Go back for them. Too busy what? Killing it in your field, darling dears. Anytime you find yourself in an isolated situation, it's the divine putting you in incubation, darling dear. That is the time for you to what? Use your cranium. Become a keyboard gangster. Fine-tune whatever your art is, darling dear. Be the baddest in your field. Find out whom you are, your choices. Remember, when you are not entangled with toxic, negative bottom feeders, darling dears, your energy is free to choose the day that you want. Feel your own emotions. Continue to get great, big cat, as you continue to what? Sock it to them, Scotty. Because they have to get a team to try and take you down. But the more they do is what? Nothing but mouth meeting, darling dear. They can't do you a damn thing. Not today or any other day. There's a D in it, darling dears. Remember I told you that. The energy of today, today's the 13th, so the energy is a 4, darling dears. It's about your stability and your security, as well as what? Your manifestations. This is about you understanding you are only limited by what you believe you deserve, darling dear. And as I always say, as a big cat, you deserve everything, and they can just set it down anywhere. Today's a day where you dig deep, darling dears. You become more reliable on your skill, darling dears. Use your discipline and be systematic as you continue to bend the matrix. Leave these problematic people where they are. As you continue on your path, darling dears, continue to walk with the wise. Proverbs 13:20. Why? Because with your walk with the wise, you shall be wise. Just like if you hang with broke people, right, you will be broke. If you hang with people that are in the position you'd like to be in, or of a more upstanding, darling dear, possibly an entrepreneur, a business owner, somebody who's killing it in their field, or a few somebodies, you will raise your game as well, darling dears. You will also understand you don't fit in. The energy of the four, the numerology of the four is the sun as well as Uranus, darling dear. The sun is about your ego, your life purpose, and your life force. It's also about galvanizing the masculine energy within, darling dear. The Uranus of it all is about the rebel that you are, darling dears. You was not built to conform to other people's ideas of how you should live your life. When you did, darling dear, where was you? In situations and circumstances that is almost unfathomable. And if I had pearls, I would clutch them for you, baby. You are now in such a position where you understood the assignment. You no longer cast your pearls before a swine. You move in silence. You understood that not every battle must you attend, because why? They was trying to cast aspersion and false accusations on your identity when you run things. I told you, big cat, you hold the whip. They are just characters in your show, darling dears, as you are a character in theirs. But they want you to be the one with the bit part, darling dears, the non-speaking part. I think not, darling dears. It's too late for that. We've undummy batted ourselves. Too late. Tag, you're it. Let's get the runestone for the day, darling dears, as we press on at a hot trot. Oh, we have Manas on its face, darling dear. Folio, good golly and gosh, turned up so quickly in the read. On the rinse and repeat of the negative cycles. I think we're going to get 2 decks today to read them versus you, because something's going on in the mud hut, darling dear. A lot of delays. Or maybe what? Old age is starting to set in. They realize their gangster ain't really that tight, darling dear. Manas, as I said, is represented by the Fool in Tarot. The numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. The number 4 is running things today, darling dear. 1305 on the counter. In a depressed state, darling dear, or a depressive environment. This is a situation where people are being manipulated. There's a lot of slyness, slick behavior, darling dears, but only for the feeble-minded amongst the feeble-minded. It's the blind amongst the blind, guys. No need to panic. Everybody calm down. Take a sip of your mocha. Because they're smoking themselves, guys. Listen, nothing like what? A spontaneous combustion in your cranium, realizing that you're the problem. Yeah, they're realizing they're the problem. Oh, wow. What's this? We've got Gebo, darling dears, represented by the Lovers in Tarot, darling dears. Gemini energy ruled by Mercury, neighbors and siblings, as well as short journeys. Gemini is also the house of communication, darling dear. This is about you understanding how to communicate. This is about your deportment as well. You've got it going on. Listen, if ever there was a read that needed 2 decks, darling dears, it's this one. Represented by the letter G, the numbers 24, 25, 26, and 27. It speaks about a gift being given, or you're being seen as a gift, or you're feeling like the gift, or you are firmly entrenched in the present, because you know the present is a gift, big cat. Fist bump. 444 on the counter. Right path and all that. Pinkies up. This is about personal relationships, darling dears. I feel as though many of you have been doing a lot of shadow work, because it's soul searching, darling dears, looking at how personal relationships have come into your life as well as how they've left your life. Thank God. Yeah. But this is also about making the right contracts, the right partnerships, finding that balance in your life. Some of you have buffed up in your cranium, darling dears. You've educated yourself. You're taking the hint from me, your bestie. I told you we're best mates. You're educating yourself, becoming keyboard gangsters, learning something new every day. But this is about you what? Paying attention to your conscious mind, darling dear, observing said thoughts. Some of you are definitely taking a walk down memory lane at your early education, not just in the school, darling dear. You're looking at the education that you had at your mother or father's knee. You're looking at how your siblings were, the dynamics of that. And you're realizing that you was in what? You was in Guantanamo Bay, blood. You got out, you're lucky. You got out by the hair of your proverbial balls, darling dears. Made the right choices. Love it. Let's get the 2 decks and see what's going on. We'll talk about Folio first, because they can't get over you, darling dears. They really can't. Not having a fabulous time. Let's get your ancestral message up first. We're going to use... Let's get a deck I haven't used in a while. I don't even remember the name of this deck. I'm going to go with it anyway. I don't even know why I'm looking around there for, because if I can't remember the name of the deck, blood, just sure as she's naive, ain't gonna find the book. Hey! Not going through that, darling dear. Didn't want to get the OCD, not in the middle of a live read. Yeah. They're having to eat shit, darling dear. This is people that caused many aspersions to be labeled onto you, darling dear. The false accusations come through Rick Ross. Posh clap. Yes, false accusations. They're having to eat every one of them, darling dear. Rest. We've got the what? Star Maiden. This is about you what? Understanding the assignment. Not every battle must you attend. There's a lot of purple here, darling dears. Purple is represented by your third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is about your vision, the vision that you are holding. Divine wants you to continue to what? Conceive, believe, and achieve. Continue to hold what you want, darling dear. But remember, faith without works is dodo dead. Anytime you are at rest, your body may look at ease, but your mind is a highly intelligent computer, darling dears. This is about you sitting back and looking at new ideas, new pathways, darling dears. But this is not about being pressured by fitting into a mold that someone else has for you. Can't you see you're wearing your crown? Good God. And you've paid your knees. They are together. So you're not out there in them streets, darling. You're slanging anything. Not a word, a punania for Tom to be found. Not from you, darling dear. This also reminds me of moon energy. Moon is feminine energy, represented by Cancer as well as Pisces, darling dears. It speaks about your emotions, and again, it's again tapping into your intuition. The moon also represents mother energy. So you may be a mother, or it could be a mother of a child, darling dear. It could be a what? A Mitch bitch or a bitch Mitch. Look, it could be anything. This is a general read, darling dears. If you want it personal, hit me up in the Gmail. But it also speaks about, because the moon moves quickly, darling dear, it takes 2.5 days, I believe, in each sign. So I think they're looking at the move you've changed, how you've changed. They think it's been overnight. No, mate, you've been working like an elf. It didn't just happen overnight. You was coming to your greatness, darling dear. You had to realize that you run things. You are Khaleesi or Carl. They're just catching up, darling dear. That's their business. Not every battle must you attend. Remember, karma is not discriminate. The third eye chakra is ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius as well. Saturn energy, big cat Saturn, and Saturn rules Saturday. So something important is going to come through to you on a Saturday, darling dear. Something that you thought was being stalled, but it's a quick movement. a quick movement, darling dear. We already saw the moon energy, and the Skullduggerous moon at this moment in time is in Libra. Base of the deck, darling dear. No more hiding. Time to what? Step out as the real you, darling dear. Your true higher self. No more hiding. Be you. Everyone else is taken. Be unique and unapologetic, darling dears. Pinkies up. Love it. You're wearing your root chakra. This is about not being in survival mode, darling dear. This is also not being in the what? Fight, flight, or freeze mode. The root chakra represents Monday, darling dears. That's significant for someone. The root chakra is about your stability as well as security, and it also again points back to you being in tip-top manifestation mode, darling dears. This is all the more reason for you to sit down and contemplate what exactly you want to manifest, because you have to be careful what you wish for, darling dears. You are standing in front of an archway. The archway speaks about new beginnings and possibilities, darling dears, but you're also looking back. What did I tell you about looking back over your shoulder, blood? Don't you remember what I said? Lot's wife, Salt Bay. Don't look back, darling dear. There is nothing to see. I told you, anything from the past is for recon only, darling dears. Forgive what they did, but don't you dare forget that motherfucker's name. Don't forget it. I had to put my whole spinal cord into that, darling dear. Obstreperous, obstrepery, and obstreperin. Yeah, how about that? I gave you a thruple of the obstrepery. Outrageous for sure, darling dear. This is about you what? Sometimes you've got to go out into life, darling dear, and create a spectacle. Law number 37. I don't mean make a fool of yourself, darling dear, but when you know you've got the skills, when you know that your cup runneth over, when you know, when you look over your shoulder, darling dears, make sure you only see goodness and mercy following you, yeah? You don't see nothing else, yeah? East Island and Stevie Wonder, pinkies up. Look, told you, you've been doing the work, and this is what's possibly coming up. Past life healing. It could be healing because when you heal yourself, darling dear, and break generational curses, you heal your ancestors' karma. This is also the healing of your what? Early education. Because I told you, Gemini, the third house rules your early education, not only with the schoolwork, the bookwork, but with your parents, your siblings, your caregivers, darling dears, bottom feeders for sure. And again, this is moon energy, darling dears. Somebody's feeling extremely lonely in a relationship, darling dear. Why? Because they're hiding secrets. It speaks about bad energy created or contained within this secret. It also speaks about the false friends as well as the frenemies, the enemies, and the back front neck tabbing snakes, darling dears. Snakes. Those same snakes, darling dears. Those same snakes. Remember, snakes don't have arms and legs. Why? Because your gangster, right, disarmed them and defeated them. How about that? Yes, it did, darling dears. You disarmed the snake and defeated it. Put that on your what journal list, darling dear. And you weren't even trying. Bad alone, says Shensia. Pinkies up. Posh clap. When you left that situation, it was a wise decision. You had to get your Mariah Carey on and hold on to your Ace of Wands, your Rod of Wisdom, darling dear. You was like, who? Where? I don't know that person. I don't. And you don't know the person whom you used to be, darling dears. That person thought themselves less than, did not believe that they could fly. This is why you learn to what? Move in silence, darling dears, watching your words. Using wisdom, darling dear. Why? Because wisdom is for the wise. You understood the assignment, darling dears. Why? Because of Proverbs 12:24. You're a hustler, baby. Whatever they did to you, darling dears, to activate your motivation and better still, you're disciplined, darling dear. It was the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Remember I told you that? So they're talking, are they? They're talking up all these things. But remember, darling dears, lean in, big cat. Proverbs 18:6. A fool's lips will always invite a beating, darling dears. But you don't have to necessarily be the person that delivers said beating, whether physically, mentally, or spiritually. Why? Because God sits high and looks low. I've told you this so many times, my dear big cat. It's elementary, darling dear. Elementary. And favor always favors the brave. You dared to go into the unknown. Many of you went into the unknown with progeny in tow. But you have to remember, when you became the person you was meant to be on this Malkuth, not only did you break generational curses, heal your ancestral karma. Lean in, big cat. You healed your progeny by your actions. This is why fortune is favoring you, because as you stood up and took back your power, darling dears, as they continue to underestimate and cast false accusations, come through Rick Ross, posh clap on your good name. You put yourself in a position to receive Dharma, darling dears, worth more than diamonds and gold, as you realize whom you are and what you truly deserve. Proverbs 31:10. Wisdom is for the wise. Let's see what's going on with these tampon strings, eh? And the T-Rex arms and the Tripitaka ways. Rinse and repeat of the negative cycles. Folio! Come through! Let's see what's going on with Folio. Base of the deck, sun card on its face, darling dear. A very unhappy environment, low vibing, yeah, low vibing and mean, darling dear. And having to eat a big plate of shit, darling dear. Why? Because they was casting aspersions, right? False accusations, right? Someone's going, on me? Why? Yes, baby, you. They said it about you, blood. And they're low vibing and mean, and they're in good company. Sun card on its face, darling dears. It also speaks about some kind of curtailment of their movement, because in the upright, this is definitely travel, darling dears. Their wings have been clipped. Oh, listen. They didn't have wings. I told you they're a snake, and they've been disarmed and defeated. And they're feeling it, darling dear, and giving it to whomsoever is in their hemisphere. Blame shifting and mean. Yeah. All of this and that, big cat. All of this and that. They're extremely sad at this moment in time. Look, what are they doing? Crying into their fists, possibly even back in their fists, in a kind of an Angela Palmer kind of a way, darling dear. Furtive and stinky. Good God. This person does not need to be alone with themselves, darling dear. Can't keep their hands off themselves. And then it makes them cry even more. It's a terrible, terrible, vicious cycle with them. A vicious cycle. And no one to interrupt it. Yeah. As I was saying, the snake, straight from the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears, is filled with negativity, right? And looking at their whole life, this is why they're so mad, darling dear. This is why they're so sad. They always saw you as less than. But when you did what? The Tinky Winky, right? In full-on Easter Island and Stevie Wonder mode, with love and light, which is two of these and one of those. They didn't expect you to what? Stand up. Not only did you stand up, darling dear, they woke up the sleeping giant in you. They're not happy. Get me, okay, fell right into my hand. Look! You saw it jump back into my hand. They're not happy, mate. And misery loves company. Base of the deck. Good God. The Emperor, listen, they're narcs, darling. They're sociopaths, right? And every one of them hasn't got a certificate from an exorcist, a psychologist, or what? A prison officer, or is it a probation officer? They ain't got none of them certificates, darling dears. This is somebody who is what? Who likes to abuse their power. They're controlling, they're mean, they're lying. But they're in they're running things at the bottom of the pit, darling dear. Not happy, not making anyone else happy. This is someone who is sad, an emperor who has no empire. Imagine that. Good golly and gosh, I'd say. If you're co-parenting with this person, this is no father or mother, because you know gender can be fluid, darling dear, in tarot. This is no true parent. There are no authority in your progeny's life. The Sun card in the upright, you also see a happy child on the horse, darling. They don't bring happiness to the progeny, darling dear. Emperor in reverse is the type of parent that is a helicopter parent, possibly likes to come in with presents, but presents don't make up for emotional support, true guidance, darling dear. None of that. They don't turn up for things that really matter. More sadness. And they're possibly blaming you, big cat, saying you're keeping the kids from them. Imagine that. You're keeping the progeny from them. Let's get a deck for you. Skeet, skeet. Listen, you just want to be on the open sea, right, with your lace front blowing in the wind, darling dear. You ain't got any problems, blood. You've moved on. You said, listen, right, I don't like to have conundrums in my cranium unless I put them there. This is going to a calmer space, but it's also moving away, right, from situations that no longer serve you. Again, you have an archway for the infinite possibilities that are being open towards you. But it's about you continuing to be what? Cool hand Luke, darling dear. The sword speaks about your mental agility, keeping on point, keeping your discipline going, darling dears. The Six of Swords is represented by Aquarius again, and Mercury energy, darling dears. Somebody is also waiting for some kind of message, some kind of income, and the message could be something to do with a job. Swords is about mental agility. You could be a teacher. It could be something to do with a civil servant, some kind of civil servant test. But you gained a new perspective, darling dears. You can't argue with the feeble-minded. They will always win. Why? Because they're feeble-minded. Let's give it a good shufti. So you're making the right choices. Some of you will be going into union because the Gebo, the lover's energy, speaks about a partnership, a divinely guided partnership. Something that is going to be more than a physical connection, darling dear. Something that is going to inspire a deep love in you, but will it be equal reciprocation? I don't know. Did you see a card drop? If you did, you're silent, blood. You're silent. Well, there's no card that fell. All right, and if you did, I'll find it. Oh. You've got the Five of Cups, darling dear. Yes, you went through it, mate. You was right there in the bottom of the pit, crying, not washing your ass, right? And if you had progeny, they still was hungry 3 times a day, and you had to get to it. It was like, good God, you're hungry again? I need to go through my depression. This is the dark night of the soul. You went through it, blood. You cried over them. You cried over the situation. You cried for yourself. And then you realize you cried your last tear. In the words of Bishop Paul Morton, you've had enough of having enough, darling dear. The dark night of the soul had to look over my shoulder. Divine sent you 2 cups, the 2 cups for what? A new beginning, darling dear. But you had to turn around and realize whom you are. This is when your 180 began, darling dear. Mars as well as Scorpio energy, darling dears. It also speaks about divine gave you a second chance, but the second chance was based in forgiveness. This was the hardest thing you had to find, darling dears. 2 of Cups is when you pour in your everything, looking for equal reciprocation. 2 of Cups is where you go in blindly, darling dear. You may have been naive. There may have been an age difference, darling dear. But when somebody is a hoodwinker and they're good at it, it doesn't matter what age you are. You can be what? Taken down the garden path, darling dears. And you went down that garden path. This is you no longer telling yourself off over what you can't change. The only thing you could change in that situation was the cups being offered to you. Was you going to take the thruple on the floor, the broken ones that can't go back together, or was you going to turn around and take the two offered by the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis? Ace of the deck, Page of Swords. You chose to be a studious, darling dears. The Page of Swords speaks about going into learning, darling dear, a fresh start, a new beginning, but it was in the cerebral, darling dears. And it also speaks about your emotions. When you finally got your emotions, you reined them in, right? Because it was running rampant, yeah? And it was getting a bit much, yeah? It wasn't fabulous crying every day. You'd run out of toilet paper. The Page of Swords is represented by air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. This speaks about what? The reversal or the release from a toxic relationship. Yes, it does. Next to the Two of Cups. You left a toxic situation, darling dear. And more power to you. More power to you, darling dears. So how do they feel about you? Right? Unhappy, back in their fist, quietly touching on themselves and bawling out your name in the night. That's a curse if ever I heard one, mate. Let that badger just stay with them. And may their hand get cramped from touching themselves in your name. Or clear it up, right? May they get cramp in their hand. So they can be identified easily in public. Everybody knows they're a secret toucher of themselves. What's this? Look at this. Two of Pentacles on its face, darling dears. This is unable to pay their bills, not keeping up with their responsibilities. It's a destabilized foundation. It's a juggling act, darling dear. A full-on circus act. Yes. What's this? Another one on its face. Seven of Wands. And they have to give to many. And they also gave a lot of intel to many, darling dears. Seven of Wands on its face. It also speaks about a lack of spiritual protection, but it's also this person doesn't have the balls to stand up in public, darling dear, and admit that they was in the wrong. But their whole life is a crisis, darling dear, a train crash, yeah, rocks of life and all that. They don't have to say anything, but people can see how they're living. If they've got a vehicle, either they can't afford it or it's a piece of shit. They're jealous of the Flintstones. That's outrageous. They will never admit it, but it shows in the life that they're living. It's a crisis and it's mayhem. King of Cups. Look! Now they'd love to come for and offer you loyalty, King of Cups. They want to be the one in your life. Baby! The same one that said you was a cum bucket, right? A run through, right? A broke bee, right? A bottom feeder. The same one that said you was feeble-minded, right? Listen, they had me at cum bucket, mate. That one, see that shit right there, sir? See that shit right there, sir? Big cat. Right. They had you at all of these things. Look who's crying now. Present energy, darling dears. They wish you would turn around and look back at them. You'll be turned to a pillar of salt, just like Lot's wife. Don't do it, darling dears. Never you forget. I told you, we forgive everyone, but we remember those bastardos' names, right? Never you forget. There was a T-Rex arms in your life. Remember how they used to whisper those Hannibal Lecter words into your ears, made you all nervous and put you on the eggshells? Yes. Now they're in that position, darling dear. All of this is because they want to be with you, or they see you as the one. King of Cups is somebody who is caring, right? And seeing you as the King of Cups, somebody who is financially stable, darling dears. This is somebody who is emotionally mature. This is somebody that uses their intuition. This is somebody that moves in silence. Yes. Why? Because confidence, darling dears. They see you in a whole different light. They see that you're emotionally mature, and them don't love it. Them don't love it. Because their life is a crisis. And everything, when they what? Put those false accusations on you, big cat. They're playing it out. Imagine that. Imagine that. Let's go to your deck. So where's the big cat right now? Now that you've done the clearing of your ancestral's karmic past, right? And not only that, you healed the karma for your progeny as you stood up, darling dears. You ain't no push around. Oh, please. We've got the Five of Wands. This is conflict, darling dear. Conflict, but it speaks about instability, but it also speaks about change. And it also speaks for some of you who've gone into a very competitive field, darling dear. Remember, you are the competition for them, not the other way around. But it also speaks about the change that you've made. The Wands is about in your work ethic. Okay? This is about you standing out, being different. I told you, using the energy of Uranus. You wasn't meant to fit inside the box. You was meant to what? Kick down the walls and be different. This new change that's come into your life. What's this change? This is Leo energy as well as Saturn energy. What's this change? Listen, didn't I just tell you you was a genius? You're so smart. There should be two of you who'd run the world, darling dears. You're full of it, mate. In the cranium. You see things from a different perspective. I told you, big cat. When you forgave them, you opened up your life to so many different possibilities. You saw the archways at your back, darling dears. You have the palace of air. Your perspective, darling dear, is what is giving you the clear thinking, able to what? Plan, plot, and strategize. This also speaks about you not using or overcoming emotional bias. This is what you do when you forgive people for what they did. They're feeble-minded and they're living at the bottom of the pit. That's enough punishment, darling dear, having to live with themselves and the people they continue to attract in their lives as they continue to be what? That's right, big cat. Blame shifting and mean. Yeah, you're getting a higher perspective, darling dears. And it also speaks about, again, it speaks about travel. Air travel. Somebody is booking a flight, darling dear. You're going to a hot country, fire energy. I'm feeling the Caribbean. I heard. Oh. Face of your deck. We've got the Death card, the transformation, darling dear, on its face. Somebody's afraid to make a leap, take a leap of faith. This is the change. You're doing something different, darling dears. Do it different, darling dears. You've got one life. Make that change. Somebody's also mourning a loss. It may be. It could also be the echoing of past emotions, darling, is because we just had the Cancer full moon, right? Mercury still in retrograde. That's father energy. It could be somebody lost a masculine energy, mourning the loss of that. So how do they feel about you? Now that their false accusations and underestimation came to naught, nothing, zero, zilch, zippo. And they've got what? Shit on their face. It should be egg, but I said shit. I prefer that visual, yeah? We've got the Wheel of Fortune and the King of... Listen, they think you're so lucky, darling. They don't think you have it in the pocket, whether you have it or not. They see you stable and secure, making the right choices. The King of Pentacles in the upright is also someone that took a gamble and a risk at life, darling dear, and you're winning. They see you with a new Chariot of Righteousness. Beep, beep. Don't forget to put on your darkest glass when you're passing them on the wayside, darling dear. You didn't see them. God forbid they step out in front of your car. Baby, someone will have to answer to the judge. The Wheel of Fortune is a new beginning. It also speaks about foreign people and foreign places. Again, this goes back to your travel. Maybe you're traveling, darling. They're watching your vacay pictures. You know how they love to spy. Or they get someone to spy on their behalf, right? Because they haven't got the strength to press the keys, because every time they press it, they feel like they're going to get more heart palpitations, darling. The old boom diddy boom. They think you got it like that. Baby, winning and not sinning. King of Pentacles is self-assured. This is somebody who's got a promotion at work, got an accolade, a new house, a new car, right? But it's all new, and it's about embracing new opportunities, darling dears. Good golly and gosh, they see you as fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. My palm is itching me. Skrilla.com on a tablet, darling dears. They believe you've got it like that. Oi! How do they feel about that? If this is their belief, how do they feel? Know that you are what? Succeeding. I thought all their cards was upside down. Not when it comes to you, big cat. Them are conjure pentacale. Yeah, them are conjure pentacale. From the back. The dusty back. Yeah. Those with the T-Rex arms and the trippy talker ways. Base of the deck. How do they feel about it? They ain't getting none, blood. 3 of Wands on its face. Right? They ain't getting none. They can't be invited into your life, darling dear. They've been blocked. When you see Wands is also spiritual, darling dear. They're being blocked from physically coming towards you. But your ancestral team have them up at the 3 a.m. going, wake up. Basura, get up. We've got more to show you. Wake up. Yeah, that's the time for them, darling dear. They're realizing that they can't enjoy the fruits of your labors. Imagine that. All from a distance, darling dear. Good God. These merchants of slander. Yeah. They wanted you to go through adversity, right? Tragedy and hardships. They wanted you to have the raw deal without the Vaseline, big cat. How now, brown cow? Exactly. That's what I said. Base of their deck, Queen of Pentacles. Gossiping, jealous, mean, wishing they could come through. Listen, if they're seeing you like this is what they have by their side, blood. Imagine, them see you doing big things, right? Making big shapes out there on this Malkuth, minding your own business, right? And then they look at their partner, right? Who's a tree sloth. Let's get that right off of the bat, right? Yes, baby. With their banana foot in the air like a gang sign, and they don't want it. I already told you. They are the king or queen of back in their hand in secret, bawling out your name. Again, we must get the bell to let that bad do and cursed work. That accursed work that they do in silence. Stay with them. They keep touching themselves. It's disgusting. This is how they see you. You so fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely, darling. You are king, queen, queen, king. And this is their partner, a gossiper, right? A full-on hyacinth bucket that gets no bouquet, darling. It's a full-on bucket, right? A begging bucket. A gossiping bucket. The second best bucket. Yeah. And this person is focused on you. Whom they're with is really focused on you. Let's get another card. We need another deck, because this person, when you look where their eyes are, when you're looking at the characters, look to see where they're looking at you, right? And their money ain't good like your money. Their money's not real, blood. I told you they're in debt. They're living on AstroTurf. And there's the what? Debt collectors at the door. Yeah. This person is so focused on, yo, what's the matter with them? Base of the deck. Yeah. We've got the Hermit in reverse, darling dears. Why are they so focused on the big cat? This is Virgo Mercury energy on its face. They're not thinking rationally, right? They're crack on crazy. They're jealousy, right? And the gossiping, the lies, the casting of aspersions, darling dears. Heinous gossip, bitter and jealous, right? Giving bad advice, right? To this dummy bat who could have been your person in a different life. But nobody remembers that F shit. No. Why? Listen, she's lying. She's watching you. This Pentacles is online. Nobody watches you other than somebody who can't be you. Queen of Swords, bitter, twisted, and mean. And you're saying, what? Chat to my back. Chat to my back. You got all of my problems. The cheating, the lying, the two-piece giver, and not from the KFC, darling dears. Right? The person that says wherever I lay my hat is my home. And they have many homes. This person doesn't like having the sister husbands and wives. Well, you wanted to be the queen. Hey! You should have specified queen of what, to be exact. They should have. Yeah. Chat to your back, blood. What's this? Look, them don't have it. What did I say? The money's funny, blood. The money is funny. Right? This is somebody that owes money to a lot of people, and it also speaks about a mental breakdown. This is somebody who will start speaking in tongues, darling dear, in order to get attention. This is an attention how? Yeah. And will what? Be fancy with the words, darling dears. It was all fun and games when they was tearing you down, when you was finding your feet in the DNS. Had to look over my shoulder, right? But when you what? Came out firing, pow, on all cylinders, darling dears, and not at them. This is what the issue was. They told so many people that you was jealous of them. They're liars. They're effing liars. Makes me feel like coming through the screen, darling dear. What are they talking about? What? The big cat jealous of them? Wash out their mouth with bleach, right? What did I tell you? Every one of them cats is upside down and don't have it. There's no teamwork. Every best friend has a best friend in this situation. This is all the Pentacles together, darling dears. Their partner hates your guts. Their partner hates your eyelashes. Well, guess what? They should have read the 48 Laws of Power, darling dear, and they would have read law number 41. Never, ever you dare try step in a big man's shoes. Never you ever. Law number 1, try and outshine the boss. Well, they would have seen it if they could read. There's not much reading you do in the dark on your knees, is there? Is there? Well, they have read the Bible, so I've heard, when they was being bent over what? A nightstand in a motel. But that's, listen, I just come with the messages. Stop picking on me. I'm just coming with the messages, right? No true friends around them, darling dear. They owe a lot of money to everyone, right? This is could even be some, because Pentacles represent healthcare. It represents housing. Someone working in a car dealership. They could be a nurse, a nursing aide. They could be a teacher. Well, whatever they're flipping doing, blood, they ain't getting paid. They ain't paid. They feeling like the maid. Well, that's their business. Well, the maid did take out the trash. Basura, take her. Listen. What do you think about their partner? What do you think about this bothered Betty and all this bitter Benjamin, right? That's living in debt, darling dears, because they never had this debt before they met this person. This goes to 9, 12, 13 Pentacles on its face, blood. That's debt, blood. This debt. Yeah. You look like money, darling dears. Now it's got me sucking my 31 teeth, darling dears. Can you feel me? Give me a cat. Fist bump. Yeah. So how do you feel about this bitter Benjamin with the slitty eyes, right? Talking the shit out the side of their neck, darling dear, as they're sitting in the what? Wiki. Dub-played remix of Judgment, darling dears. Of Judgment. They thought they'd won. Won what? They won a movie prize. Listen, me big round here, yeah? You don't give a shit about them. This is you drama-free. You are to my back for a reason. Look at my crack as I continue to disappear over the hemisphere. My grass is green, darling dear. I mind my own business. Matter of fact, I'd rather talk to this bird than notice your presence at my back. There's nothing to do with me. Matter of fact, while you're back there, is my lace front straight. This is all you wants to know. You don't want to know nothing about me. Drama-free. It's nothing to do with you. Whatever you took, keep it. Right? Keep it. You're not interested, blood. You don't care. She or he can hate you until they run out of breath and get brown breath. You don't care. Minding your own business, darling. They're focused on your own grass, which is green and abundant. Nothing like a bit of what? Underestimation and false accusations come through Rick Ross. Posh clap. Yes, yes, yes. I don't care. This is two dummy bats, blood. Pennywise son or daughter. Two dummy bats. Don't know which deck of cards to custom with, does. Everything's just, pick me. Let's go to the deck of the wicked. Alright? Let's go to the deck of the wicked, because these two buffoons with the what? T-Rex arms and the trippy talker ways, darling. It's all about you. It's the you show. Tell some more intel. Right? Something to do with a house fire. Yes, baby, there is smoke definitely in that mud hut, darling, there. But who's going to put it out? Right? They try to steal everything. Whomsoever their partner is, they're trying to be you, darling, there. You have a single white female out there in them streets. Watch your back. Buff up your security. Because if they can't be you, right, they thought getting with your person, right, would put them in a position of strength. Nah, babe. They just opened up positions for the horde. That's their business. It's their business, right? And guess what, big cat? You are their coma. Their partner thought you would come back. Look at this. It's not a DNA sample. Oh, hell no! Right? Their partner regrets everything. Oh, yes. What did I tell you about the deviant sex? I told you. They're backing their fist every chance they can get. And they're calling out your name. What kind of cursation is this? Again. Let that budget just stay with them. Police. Yeah. I told you. They're doing the Angela Palmer, trying to manifest you back. Good God, regretting everything. Look! Merchant of slander! What did I tell you? I told you. They spent time, energy when they should have been thinking about their bills. Thinking that they should have been thinking about the cold-hearted back front neck tabbers they have around them. That's what? Everybody's pimping them. And they have to live amongst the aspersion they cast on your name because your life says nothing about what they said. Imagine that. Merchant of slander, Matthew 10:14. Continue with the dusting off of your sandals and heading out. Tinky Winky Style. Yes. Right? You've got Aquarius, the 11th house, on its face. The house of what? Enemies. These are not friends. They're not friends with each other. They don't even like themselves. Right? Progress, darling dear. Progress. They're doing fabulous, man. Continue. As they progress, you progress. How about that? Love it. Continue to be the rebel, darling dears. Why not? Right? What else do they want to tell us before we get to go off to get great? Because we're nearly at the 60. Right? They wanted you to stay as the prey, darling dear, but you prefer to be the predator at your own life. You didn't go back for what? The carrion, darling dear. You went and made fresh kills somewhere else. What's the fresh kill? Picking up the knowledge, darling dear. Realizing your value and your worth, darling dears. Realizing that you were smart enough to think your way out of any situation once you got quiet. Yes, baby. You had to be the predator in your life. You weren't trying to take nobody down, right? We had Pisces, darling dear. Pisces is the 12th house, mutable sign, water sign. The 12th house tells us, darling dear, that you've got progressive ideas. And it also speaks about the karmic debts that you've actually, bent the matrix and healed. I told you, you healed ancestral energy, your own energy, and the energy of your progeny. Whether you have them or not, darling dear, you don't even realize how great you are. You're being applauded by your ancestral team in Keitha. I'm telling you, every day is a celebrity day. Listen. And they took some of your underwear, darling dears. The last time they came through, they took a pair of your knick-knack paddy wax. Yes, I told you. Everything goes back to the what? Where's that card gone? Where's it gone? Yeah. Look, they've got a pair of your knickers, blood, and they're doing the deviant sex with it. The cards don't lie. People do. And you're their karma. Yes. Pisces. Karma, darling dear, is being bandied around, but not for you. The 12th house, darling dear, also represents hospitals. Yeah. So somebody's had to have a hospital visit. Why was they visiting in the hospital? Why am I whispering? It's also about endings, darling dears, as well as beginnings. But the 12th house speaks about limitations. Somebody was in... Whoever went to hospital, right? Something to do with a court proceeding, darling dears. But remember, did you know that the transferring of STDs, darling dears, is a criminal? It's a crime. Yes. Well, maybe that's why they had to go to the hospital, darling dear. They had to get the big injection. Yes, because I told you, whomsoever, right, this person is with, I have to say it's your person. This sounds like a love read, darling dear. Whoever they're with, darling dear, they thought they was going in to be the queen, king, queen, pin. No, blood. You didn't win anything. All they won, right, was the horde. Yeah, they had to go to the hospital, mate. And play tic-tac-toe with which STD they had. Baby, more than tongue can tell, quiet as it's kept. Hey! Yeah, what's this? Continue to trust your intuition, darling dear, right? Your first thought is correct. Use your discernment. Listen to your inner guidance, right? Continue to move in silence. Always, darling dears. What's this? Why are you doing better without me? Baby, do we have enough hours in this particular day when we've got to be doing the damn thing? Do we have it? Will I tell you? Right, Big Cat, if you want to write a list of why they're better than you, you'll have to go like this. And this will be like this. We ain't got that much time, darling dear. Too busy bending the matrix, darling dear. Oh no, time for the victory lap, baby. The victory lap. Look, the cards don't lie. Back from neck tabbing snake. Yeah. But my mother always told me, she used to go, every man have a conscience, man and woman. Because you know Jamaican people, they speak a certain way, just like if you come from any other country, darling dear. Anyhow, it's true. This Judas, right, would love to come back. We saw the King of Cups. They want to be the one, or they're seeing you as the one. Loyal, intuitive, wealthy in whatever area you've decided to go in. Emotionally mature, darling dears. Even Judas tried to give back the money, didn't Judas? Next thing you know, he was found hanging off a one tree, blood. Yeah, man. The 30 pieces of silver. No, mate. They would love to take it. They would love to take it all back, darling dear. For one more round, Julie, with your hairline. Final deck and then we're out of here. Underestimate the big cat. Good for them. Do it again. And twice on Sundays. Hey! Regretted everything. Time, darling dear. Time. Time is the breaker of many a strong man, darling dear. Strong and wrong. What's this? Right? They're under the universal law. Going through the dark night of the soul. Again, I had to look over my shoulder. We've got the healing, right? We've got the Chiron. But they're healing. They can't get healed, right? Because they're going through the hellfire and powder house. You have to live in the circumstances you created. They wants to heal, darling dear. But how can you heal until you tell yourself the truth? You're not gonna heal. What's the matter with... Don't tell them, big cat. I told you, Easter Island, Stevie Wonder, move in silencio. And continue to hold your gangster, darling dears. It's on an 8. 8 is the number of money. It's also the number of infinity, darling dear. 8 is the number of what you continue to accomplish, darling dear, whatever you want. This is a time for you to what? Get great in your cranium. Use what? Your cranium and master something, darling dears. Master it. And whatever you do it like a boss. Do it to the best of your abilities. Continue to bend the matrix. Appreciate who you are, where you've come from, darling dear. But always keep yourself grounded in the what? The gift of the present, darling dear. As we started the read, so shall we end. And my power's running out, so I've got to go. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, Todd love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tower streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. False accusations.